Thanks for tuning into the Barbara Cox podcast. Today's question: can you make it through a storm? Can you make it through a storm? Can you make it through a storm? I got to say that 3 times. Today's question is going to be answered with a song. How do you make it through a storm? How can you make it through a storm? Tell me, how can you say he's the captain of your life if you can't make it through a storm? Tell me, how do you make it through a storm? Tell me, how do you make it through a storm? How can you say he's the captain of your life if you can't make it through a storm? Hallelujah, Jesus. Glory to your name. How do you make it through a storm? By trusting God. Because the only way you can make it through a storm is by trusting Him, leaning on to Him, not onto your understanding. Making God your center, your everything. Acknowledging Him in everything as He directs you. But you cannot make it through that storm if you don't do that. And once you have made God your center, how do you make it through a storm? By trusting Him. Because once He becomes your center, then you cannot say that you can't make it through the storm. Because how can you say He's the center of your life if you can't make it through a storm? And a storm can be anything in your life, anything that's horrific, anything that seems so breathtaking, anything that happens in your life where you feel like you're hopeless. Putting your faith in God, that's the substance of hope. That's your evidence of things that you cannot see, things that are not tangible. Put your faith in God, walking by faith and not by sight. Because how can you say that He's the center of your life if you can't make it through a storm? He's going to carry you through the storm. Because He's the center of your life, He carries you through the storm. You go through the storm, but with God there beside you, with God there to guide you. How can you say that He's the captain of your life, the center of your life? You're Jehovah Rapha, Jehovah Nisi, Jehovah Shalom, because He is the center of your life. Because of Him, He's your joy, He's your strength, He's your friend, He's your provider. And because of that, you will make it through the storm. Because He's the center of your life, He's going to carry you through the storm. He's going to shield you through the storm. So today's question: yes, you can make it through the storm because God's going to carry you through the storm. Thanks for listening to the Barbara Cox podcast. I love you all. God bless.